Each speaker is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. Do we have any requests to speak?
Madam Chair, I have not received any requests to speak, and to the public that's present in person and online, if you wish to provide a public comment, please raise your hand to be recognized. Nothing seen, ma'am.
We will move along to item 3.1, the only item on our agenda, to consider the adoption of Resolution 1197, authorizing the district to approve and adopt a labor compliance program as required for the award of Proposition 84 funding for the construction of Hidden Valley and Anza Creek habitat restoration projects. So Joanna, it looks like you and Aaron will.
Or Leo. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. This item can be found on page 3 of your agenda packet. Okay, so SARPA and its 5 member agencies were awarded a Proposition 84 grant a number of years ago from the Department of Water Resources for a suite of projects, which includes the tributary restoration projects. And the tributary restoration projects were allocated $4.8 million in that grant. 4.8 million. One of the requirements for the award of Proposition 84 funds is compliance with all applicable labor code requirements. And specifically, the grant agreement requires the adoption, implementation, and oversight of a Department of Industrial Relations certified labor compliance program. And the purpose of the program is to ensure conformance with labor and prevailing wage requirements. So with the recent award of the Hidden Valley Creek and Anza Creek construction contract to JK Excavation and Grading, that has triggered the need for San Bernardino Valley to develop and implement and oversee a labor compliance program specifically for the award of the Prop 84 funds. To assist with the labor compliance program requirement, we reached out to Golden State Labor Compliance, and Andrea is actually on the line. And they're a company that specializes in the development, implementation, and enforcement of labor compliance programs. They work with multiple California water districts, including Western and IUA, and they see the oversight of their projects under the Prop 84 grant. So to meet the requirements of the grant agreement and award funding for the construction of the tributaries, we need to submit a labor compliance program to the Department of Industrial Relations. In addition to submitting the labor compliance program, we also need a resolution that identifies that the board will be adopting for implementation the Department of Industrial Relations approved labor compliance program and contracting with Golden State Labor Compliance to initiate and monitor the program on our behalf. So we're proposing to use Golden Compliance to fulfill this role. They are experienced in the implementation and oversight of these programs, and we can take advantage of their labor compliance program, which is already approved by DIR. The fiscal impact for a contract with Golden State Labor Compliance is $29,953, and that includes all of the oversight related to the project. So it doesn't matter how long the project takes to be constructed, if it's 1 year or 3 years, they honor the $29,953. That's really small. So I can answer any questions first, or I can move forward with the staff recommendation. Yes.
Dr. Berteo has just joined us.
All right. I'm just about ready to turn my mic on. And then I'll ask you to provide some context to those of us who haven't been around that long. What was the amount of the grant award? Approximately.
The
total award given to the SAPA member agencies was $55 million. And 4.8 of that was designated for the Tributaries Restoration Project.
For the SARCOP portion?
Mhm.
Okay. And how does this work relate to work that needs to be done for the HCP?
It's a $4.8 million coupon off of the total cost. And then Joanna was able to secure another 5 million, I believe. So that brought down our total costs after grants for the tributaries restoration to just a couple $100,000.
Practically free.
That's Joanna.
Mhm.
Kudos to her.
Thank you.
Right there, yes, Milford.
Thank you. I'm surprised at this because is this the first time that we've had to do prevailing wage for a project? Don't we do that all the time?
We do, yeah. it's
Then
a-
why do we have to have a special permit or license or whatever for this one?
It's a requirement of the grant agreement.
I
that
think
the
it's a
funding was-
But if we already do it, why don't we just have that?
Well, I think because Prop 84 went out to many agencies throughout California who may not have the same rules to comply with. And so in order to standardize that requirement, it's part of the entire the entire grant requirements, no matter who the applicant was, whether they paid prevailing wage. So for us, this is a housekeeping project or initiative. In other agencies, it was probably something more substantial.
I repeat, why, if we're already doing it with all of our projects, because all of our projects are prevailing wage, why do we have to have some, why do we have to hire a consultant to do something that we're already doing?
I see your point and do not have an answer to the requirements of the state of California and their grant programs. Sorry.
The answer to that is that you guys are not approved by DIR to run a labor compliance program.
Oh, okay.
So the state had a requirement associated with the grant. The applicant and the receipt of the grant monies itself could not implement the program on our own because we're not approved. That's why we had to hire the consultant. Thank you for that answer.
You're welcome.
Okay,
I guess that answers my question. Thank you.
any other questions? Any further discussion? Do I have a motion to consider,
I move staff presentation.
okay, to consider the adoption of 1197?
Yes.
Second.
Then we have a second. Mr. Clerk?
Vice President Mateo? Director Keelhold?
Yes.
Director Longville?
Yes.
Director Velasquez?
Yes.
And President Harrison?
Yes.
The motion carries. Resolution number 1197 is approved.
Welcome to California.
I
Um,
think I was here before you were.
I think you were too, but
are there any requests for future business today? Hearing none, this has been a very short meeting. Thank you for all those joining us online and for staff that are here and so
Through the chair, can we go back to future business? I don't know if this is necessarily a future business item, but I do want to put it on the radar of my colleagues on this board. I was reading, most of you know that I'm an avid reader. I read everything I can get my hands on. So someone sent me an article over the weekend about AI stations and how much water they require to cool them down. And it's phenomenal. It's crazy. And I don't know. So I've only read one article, so you can't, I know I have to have several more, but this article says that it has to be drinking water, fresh drinking water, and that once it goes through cooling these centers, it's really not very useful. And most of the water that they're using now and wherever they're strategically placed throughout the nation, these centers, it really is impacting the water that farmers use. I think this is something that this board, we really need to direct our staff to kind of do their due diligence like they always do and really for us, bring us a presentation on what this is all about, because I think it's something, I don't want to wait for Aqua. I don't want to wait for someone in 6 months to say, hey, you guys, you should have a position on this. I think we should be pioneers. We should be forward thinking, and we should look to see what this really is all about. I'm curious. I think there's something there. I put it on the agenda for Wednesday's meeting at Ledge meeting. But anyway, I'm surprised that I haven't heard more about the outrageous use of water to cool these centers. So that's my comment. I don't know if it's a future business item.
I think it's appropriate for future.
Okay, then it's
I
my,
second that.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Milford.
Fortunately, we have a good source for expertise in that area, and that is our congressman, who is the chairman of the AI Committee for Congress, and who has formed a committee there that is composed of both sides, both parties, both sides, an equal number. This is a rare thing that there's an equal number, and because they're really going after it. And he is the only one in Congress that, and I'm talking about Jay Obernolte, Congressman Obernolte, and he's the only one in Congress that has his degree in AI. And he gave a presentation here in Loma Linda about 2-3 months ago, and it was excellent. And I think that we can use that as a resource for this. He can really help us as we explore that and gain further knowledge like you're requesting.
Yeah, actually, through the chair, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right, Mr. President. And I just want to remind everyone that we, at the special districts dinner, the topic was AI, and there was and we're all water folk, right? We're all sitting there, and that's what we do. And there was no mention about this. I had to hear it from somewhere else. But so that's I know AI is exciting for a lot of people, and it's going to do some incredible things. I got it. I get it. But my interest is how is it going to impact areas in our nation if there are centers that are required? And I read an article about what's happening on the Colorado River and that fight. Anyway, we can't discuss this, but that's not the point of today. But it's about the water for me, and it should be for all of us. And I think that's what we're going to be discussing here.
Okay. We have a motion.
In a second.
Let the record reflect, the motion was by Vice President Mateo and it was seconded by Director Keelhold. For the votes, Director Keelhold?
Yes.
Director Longo?
Yes.
Director Velasquez?
Yes.
Vice President Mateo?
Yes.
And President Harrison?
Yes.
This item will be added to a future Board of Directors meeting.
Well, it's only 2:21, but we are adjourning for this meeting and look forward to seeing my colleagues on Thursday at our next special board meeting.